Hello, good and faithful people of the Church of the Mediator. It's Father Dale. Do you remember your liturgical colors? Can I push you to the test, going back into that Sunday school education somewhere? Hint, hint, they are here in front of you. Before I go there, a reminder that this Sunday after the 9 a.m. liturgy, we will have adult forum. One of our commitments as Episcopalians is to be constant in learning and growing as a people. And this Sunday after the 9 a.m. liturgy, March 12th, the third Sunday in Lent, I will be teaching about Eucharistic prayers, those larger prayers that we say together over bread and wine at the altar every Sunday. Their history, their structure, for some of them who authored them in the current Book of Common Prayer, and what they mean to us. Do you remember your liturgical colors? There are four main colors, only four. There's red, there's white, there is green, and there is violet or purple. I thought I'd do something relatively fun this week because I've been hitting you hard with some heavier theological thoughts these past few weeks. Here we have liturgical colors, and who doesn't love the colors of the church here? What is your favorite season? Which season is that by color? Of course, purple we wear in the seasons of penitence, Advent leading up to Christmas, and Lent leading up to Easter. Green is worn during those long weeks after Pentecost and also after the Epiphany, what we frequently refer to as ordinary time. White is worn in the season of Christmastide as well as Eastertide and on major feasts of saints who were not martyred. Red is worn on the day of Pentecost, the coming of the Holy Spirit on the church, and also on feasts of martyrs and apostles. Red is also worn in Holy Week. I wanted to show you some of these lovely things, the vestments, the things that we wear. So I'm gonna show you, of course. First, the base layer is the color black, which is traditionally a cassock, which is that floor-length kind of robe that was the day dress of all clergy in the Middle Ages. It was intended to be a dark color, an unbleached color, and we have inherited that as our base layer, but it has been adapted into a clergy shirt and usually a pair of pants in this day and age, and the white collar that has become so synonymous with being clergy. But over that, we put what's called an alb, which is a long floor-length white tunic, which is related to Roman costume, the costume or the dress worn particularly by those who were teachers and scholars in ancient Rome. The alb is always the color white, and we hear about the color white. Who are dressed in white as the saints around the throne of God in the book of Revelation. Usually the alb is worn with a funny little belt that's called a cincture. All of these fun things have interesting names that usually come from Latin in the church and in liturgical use. Over the alb and the cincture is placed what's called a stole, which is kind of a long strip of fabric that for a priest and for a bishop hangs over your neck and down around the front of your body. It's a marker of your ordination. Usually when we put it on, we kiss it because there's a little cross at the neckline that we kiss, and we give thanks to God for the yoke that God has laid on us as ordained people. Deacons wear the stole over their shoulder and across their bodies. It almost becomes like a marker of ordination status. Then over all of that, we put the poncho. The chasuble is the name of that, cassula in Latin, which literally was an overcoat in Roman times. It has gotten much fancier, made of pretty silks and pretty colors In its original form, it would have been made of heavy wool and would have protected you from the cold and from the rain, of course, but it has been adapted into this lovely flowing garment that we wear at the Eucharist. And this garment is also shared by us, not only the Latin Church, but also if you've ever been to a Greek Orthodox liturgy or a Russian Orthodox liturgy, they wear what they call a phalonion. That's the priestly garment, which is the same thing. It is a chasuble. And so all of ancient apostolic Christianity shares much in these vestments. So you have those layers, all of those layers, and then you have them in the colors of the season to delineate which time of the year we are in. So don't forget, 4 main liturgical colors: violet, green, white, and red. Sometimes we throw in rose or pink, depending upon how funny the priest is. But this is a lovely part of our deep Catholic small c tradition. See you on Sunday.